Well, we are eating well tonight.
Well, welcome back ladies and gents, and welcome to the first winter session on the Holderness coast. It's been a long time coming, it's middle of November now. You may well have seen already that I've already fished the Humber. And this is the final part of that same trip, and we're out on the coast. So, I'll tidy myself up a little bit. The time now is just gone 5 o'clock. High water is about 5 to 8. As you can see, we're all set up and we're fishing. Now, the last couple of days as I've been watching the winds and tides, there were really strong westerly winds, and it really picked the sea up. Now, I was hoping that had already shifted some weed out, but as I'll show you now.
Oh well, that is not a good start. That's been out there all of about 3 minutes, that. As you can hear, there is a fair old swell on as well.
That really isn't the case. So it's been a fairly hectic session setting up. I didn't manage to get the second rod in the water before the first rod was already round on the beach and covered in weed. So this right hand rod, I've got a paternoster rig on there, and I've sent that out at distance, and on there I've got
blacks, mussel and razor.
This rod I've got a new delivery from Mike's Rigs, and I've had him make up some pulley loop rigs. So the top section, or the top snood, has got a pennel set up on there, and the bottom hook has got a little 1-0, and on there, on the top hook, I'm fishing with blacks and squid, and on the bottom hook I've just got a single ragworm. Hopefully that means that whilst both rods are out and I'm fishing for the bigger stuff, I've still got that little hook and just a single worm on there, scratching around for pinwhiting. If it wasn't quite so rough, dabs, flounders, things like that. Now this rod I've only chucked in fairly close because hopefully you'll all agree, with the swell on that we've got at the minute, it looks particularly bassy if you ask me. So like I say, I've put this one in close, this one out at distance, got a mixture of baits on there at the minute. In the box I've got carp, I've got coral, I've got squid, I've got rag, some black lug, mussel and razors. So if there are fish out there, I am determined tonight I am going to find them.
Well, I already get the feeling it's going to be a long old night. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick up on this, but let me just spin you around. I've literally just sat down. See those lines? Straight up and on the beach already. Straight up and on the beach. So unfortunately I think it's going to be a long old night of continually rebaiting, recasting. I have got a 7-ounce lead, a couple of 7-ounce leads. I'm going to try them, but to be honest I'm expecting those to be full of weed, and once your line gets full of weed there's not a great deal you can do to combat that, unfortunately. So let's go and fetch these and see what we've got. Well, that ain't quite as bad as last time, and what's more, we're off the blank. We're off the blank. Let's go. I want to put it back.
Oh, what a faff. What a bloody faff. It's going to be a long old night, I can see it now.
Well, second rod's in. This is the one that was out at distance, and you can already see a lot more weed on this one. However, yet another little whiting. Just need to be a bit bigger and they can go home for pan, they can. Well then, how are we doing? Right, I'll come and grab a minute with you. Let me yeah, come and grab a minute with you. It's been absolute pandemonium. That weed is causing a nightmare. Like I say, I'm casting out, it's 12 o'clock straight in front of you, I'm casting to about 10 o'clock-ish. And within no more than 5 minutes or so, it's sort of around at 2:30, to a point where I am having to reel back in because I'm concerned that I'm going to hook up with the guys that's sort of 50 or 80 yards down the beach. Excuse me. Stunning night to be out. There's not much wind. There's a gentle little breeze. Like I say, there's a bit of a swell on, which I wasn't expecting. But other than that, it's a stunning evening. The stars are out. I'm going to get quite cold tonight. In fact, that was a good bite. So yeah, I think I'm on cast number 4 on each rod, and I'm up to about half a dozen whiting. So yeah, as much as we're having to bring everything back in, the fish are there. All we need is for a big old coddy to come in. There's got to be some cod. There's got to be some cod in amongst these whiting. There are too many whiting for there not to be something nice in amongst them. So we're going to fish on. Mel's had a few whiting as well. That's another bite. Well, that's holding ground at the minute, so I want to leave it there as long as possible. So yeah, it's basically whiting soup. Whiting soup. All we need to do is keep fishing on to find the nice fish, really. The time now is just gone 6 o'clock. So we've been fishing for about an hour. And yeah, like I say, half a dozen whiting. Yeah, rattles again. Rattles, rattles, rattles. So it's going to be fast. Excuse you. It's going to be fast. It's going to be hard work tonight. It's going to be constant. Casting, baiting, casting, baiting. As soon as you've got one rod in the water, it's just about time to bring the other one in. So hopefully I'll get enough footage. I'll do my very best. But it is going to be a busy old night. There will be no relaxing around here. Talking of which, I'm going to sort these rods out and I'll be right back with you.
Oh well, the madness continues. Oh, that was a good knock, that. Is he reeling in now? Yeah, it's absolute bonkers. I've been down to talk to Mel. He's had a couple of whiting, and he said, yeah, he's just letting loads of slack line out, but it just means you're getting more weed. I says, oh, it's just going to be one of them nights, mate. It's going to be non-stop, and it really is. So we're about 3/4 an hour now till high water, and it is starting to slow down a little bit. The big swells are getting less and less frequent. Hopefully as it comes over high water it's going to calm down a little bit, because I wouldn't mind fishing a couple hours down as well. Like I say, high water's at about 8, so I could comfortably fish till 10 and then be home for midnight-ish. Oh, that is... just double check. Now then, can you guys see what I'm seeing? Let me zoom in a little bit. Sorry it's a bit grainy. It's never the best filming at night. Just that line's down there. I can't see any big clumps of weed, but every now and again it's just a big rattle on it. It's not quite gone slack, although it's not as tight as it was either. Well, we're about half an hour into the ebb, and it's safe to say that everything's slackened right off. Bites have stopped, the weed has all but stopped, and as you might be able to hear or might be able to see behind me, the swells died right down as well. Having said that, I almost get tempted to move the rods a little bit closer, and then you get the odd one rogue swell that just comes up and dwarfs everything. So we'll stay put for now. But what a night it's been. 3 hours of just absolute manic fishing. Where are we at? Yeah, 8:15. So maybe I got tied slightly wrong, but it's definitely slackened off over the last half hour. Now I've got a theory about the weed on the coast this year. Now last year this coast seemed to fish particularly well through winter for cod and bass, and I put that down to all the wind farms. So you might not be able to see out in the distance flashing red lights of all the wind farms off the east coast. I'd say they've probably been there about 10 years or so now. So my theory on the fishing improving is that those are now becoming natural breeding grounds, natural habitats, safe havens for the fish. Obviously there's an exclusion zone. That's my theory on why the fishing seems to be improving. And I'm also now beginning to wonder whether all these man-made sort of blockages, if you like, is preventing this weed, once it washes onto shore, then finding its way away from shore again. Because normally you get the weed come on shore in a big easterly wind, then you get a westerly wind and it'll blow it back offshore. Now I wonder whether those westerlies come and it literally manages to move it as far as the wind farms, and that's it, can't get any further, and it gets trapped in. But that's just my theory. I'd be interested to know what your theories are, because this year certainly the east coast has been plagued by that red weed, and it's just lingering and lingering and lingering. Anyway, like I say, we're about half hour into the ebb. Lines are staying nice and straight, weights are staying where you put them, lines are coming back relatively weed free, but the bites have died off as well. So bear with me, I'm going to keep fishing. I've got shed loads, in fact I've got £1/2 pound of rag still in my box, so I'm not going home just yet. I'm going to fish it hard for at least another hour or so. Let's see what else we can winkle out, eh? Right folks, it's Alex from the future here. Just out with the boys again, in almost darkness again. Now, the reason why I'm coming to you from the future is because the good old GoPro decided to corrupt all the footage, and unfortunately I lost the best part of this video. Anyway, by this point I'd been plagued by whiting, so I was actually just over talking to Mel, who was fishing next to me, about what we were going to do differently. I'd thrown every bait combo I could think at it, and if we weren't coming back completely covered in weed, we were getting tiny little whiting. And as I was talking to Mel about what we were going to do differently, I looked over at my rod and it was bouncing away like a pillhead at a rave. I ran over to it, struck into it, reeled in what was a nice cod, yeah, we had a bit of a comedy moment where I said to the camera, oh, it's about a pound and a half. And then he says, oh, if it's anything over £1.5 pounds, I'll take it home for the table. If it's under, I'll let it go back. Weighed it and it went 3.5 pounds. So, chuffed at that. So, the only footage that I've got of that incident is this. Well, we are eating well tonight. Well, not tonight, but we're going to eat well. We're going to have a right feast. So yeah, apologies about that, it can't be helped. I am looking at, oh, hold on. Come here, get in. Go on then, away. Yeah, can't be helped. I have updated all the software on the GoPros and stuff. Hopefully it's not going to happen again. Anyway, like I was saying, apologies that I lost that part of the footage. It can't be helped, and hope you all understand. Back to the video. Right, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to very quickly gut this cod, see what it's been feeding on. Oh, if I had a sharp enough knife. Because it has got a right belly on it. So, let's just see what we've got in here. Yeah, I always gut them by seaside just because it's less smelly, horrible stuff to take home, but that's a
little flatty.
Yeah, little dab. Another little flatty there, look.
Like me, the size of that thing it's had.
Yeah.
Goby.
Yeah, little goby.
Shrimp.
Shrimp. Tell you, it's had a right seafood cocktail, hasn't it, that? Plenty of shrimp.
Can't get the size of flatties it's had.
Yeah. Look at that, it's almost cooked, that prawn.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. So there you have it.
No wonder you got a belly on it.
Yeah, little flatties, flatties, shrimp, and a little goby. And there you have it. Stomach contents of that cod.
Another goby there.
No,
Gully.
Hey, no, that's a prawn, isn't it?
It's not, it's a fish.
That's not, that's a prawn, look.
Do you want to say it? Do apologise.
Couple of flatties, goby, prawns.
The one there.
Yeah. I mean, that one's still kicking. I assume that was a flatty as well.
God grief, it's had a right field day.
Yeah. I tell you what, if anybody else chucked up in my hand,
You'd be upset.
I'd be unhappy.
That's some good stomach content now, isn't it, that?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, oh, there's another lad's just landed one down there, look. So yeah, there we go. Stomach contents of Mr. Cod. Soon to be my stomach contents. That is how you know the weed has come back. Both of them rods just nodding away like a doped up nodding dog. And if you can't tell what I mean in the camera, what I'll do is I'll speed it up a little bit for you and you'll see exactly what I mean. I think this adequately sums up this evening's session. Weed, 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 weed and whiting. Well, that was a cracking way to finish what otherwise was a slow day's fishing. I think I ended up with about 15 whiting and that one cod. So weed was an absolute pain in the arse. Like I said earlier, I'd like your thoughts on why the weed's been so bad, or maybe there is an actual explanation as to why the weed's been so bad this year. It's just gone 1 AM. That's almost 21 hours since I left home. So before you start in the comments saying I look tired and whatnot, I am knackered. So I'm going to keep this outro really short, sweet. I'm going to say thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves and tight lines. I'm off to bed.